how to determine the age of a question document. Since technology is not static, we share the method of creation of the document, the materials and techniques used in order to place a document in a specific timeline. Document created on a typewriter or printed through inkjet or laserjet, photocopier, or fax machine may be attributed to a particular make or model, or even to a specific machine. The printing process used to prepare the document can also be identified and tied to a specific period. Today, there are a lot of document having issues on determining the age of creation. Maybe the purported date of creation is suspicious, or there's no date on the document during the time it was created. It is therefore necessary at times to prove the probable date of a dated or undated document. Forgers, in many cases, backdated and try to make documents look old in order to make them appear genuine, because to a layman, the age of a document is determined by mere looking at it. Whereas the probable age of a question document is established not by the physical appearance, but by the study of combination of some of the following conditions, like the handwriting, the signatures, the paper, the content of the document, such as phraseology, chronological significance, and tenses. Also, the ink used in producing the document, the typewriting, fax machine or photocopier used, typefaces, watermarks, and so on and so forth. In determining the age of documents, a multifaceted approach is employed. At times, two or more combination of methods are used. For example, the following are some of the methods that can be used. You may use just one of them or combining two or three before we can arrive at a conclusion. Number one, dating by materials. Dating by material is done by identification of materials used and comparing same with material used for creation of other documents from the same time frame, comparing the known to the unknown, that is, comparing the known document to the unknown document. Number two, intra-comparing. Intra-comparing various entries in a file or multi-page document to determine whether there is inconsistency. Number three, referencing. Referencing manufacturers and other technical information about the materials used, such as inks, paper, computer printers, fax machine, etc. This can be done by contacting the manufacturer's database. Also, number four is typefaces. Examine the typefaces used. If the year of publication of the typeface corresponds with the year the document is was created. Every document produced by a typewriter can be tied to the time the typewriter was in use and the fonts being used by the typewriter. The font or typefaces. Typefaces of document can be used to determine the age of the document. Every typeface has a date of production and date it was available to the public. This can be used to determine the approximate date of a question document. The knowledge of typography is very important to every question document examiner. This will help to differentiate between fonts used, the date of availability in the public, while a typeface describes a particular style of lettering. A font refers to variation of typeface, like its size and weight. For example, look at the different typefaces that you have in just a font. So you have this, you have area is a font, but you have some other typefaces like area bold, like area normal, and so on and so forth. So, and this font has a date of production that can be used to say this document was produced around this time or before this time. So typography is the differences between different style of text that create distinct appearances. Typeface has been used to determine the authenticity of a question document. For instance, the case of Miriam Sharif, daughter-in-law of former Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, was caught using calibri in a document claiming a trust that was supposedly signed in the year before calibri as a font entered general distribution. So the how do we use font to determine the age of a document? The first thing is to detect the type of typecase or the typeface used in the disputed document. Determine first what type of font that is used in the disputed document. So also get the date the font was made, that is the date it was made available to the public. Then compare the date of the font to the purported date the question document was created. Not quite long, a document was sent to us in our lab to determine whether it is genuine or not. On the document, the date of production says that the document was produced in the year 1930 something, that's 1930s, in the 1930s. Whereas after examining the font, we discovered that the font was produced by a machine invented in the 1960s, precisely in 1962. So with that, there's no way a document that was produced in 1930s will be produced by a machine that was invented in the 1960s. It is impossible. So this is how we got to know that the document is not genuine. This is where we are going to stop today because of our time. In another time, we are going to consider some other methods. Thank you.